Cat in the Hat. I remember watching this film when I was very little, and yeah, it looks weird. It was released 3 years after the only other Dr. Seuss live-action adaptation, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. But while that film was decent, this one is horrendous. The weirdest part of the movie is the cat himself, who's played by Mike Myers. It's honestly really inspired casting, but didn't translate too well. He just comes off as really horny in some cases. Also, some of the jokes he makes are pushing it when relating to innuendos.
Anything! Anything! Yes, anything! 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 I'll get you, and I'll look like a bloody accident.
The cat is also really damn violent, and tries to abandon these kids when in trouble. Thing 1 and 2 look terrifying and seem like they belong in a David Lynch film. And finally, there's Alec Baldwin, who gives it his best playing the douchebag villain, yet seems out of it. Also, the cat dresses up as this uncomfortable Jamaican stereotype, which is off in so many ways. This film was universally panned, no thanks in part to the Universal theme park's branding and the creepy effects.
Time to die!
Cat, you scared him away!
Dirty hoe! I'm sorry, baby. I love you.
Come on, Cat!
Tony Hawk Boom Boom Sabotage. This is the greatest thing the Birdman has ever done, by far. It was released direct to DVD and given out in order to promote the Boom Boom Huck Jam, a skating event. Again, why is it called that? So in it, Tony gets kidnapped by a bunch of gross circus freaks, and this group of delinquent kids have to save him. What makes this feature so great is how stupid everyone is. This fat white kid thinks he's ghetto. The annoying blonde boy jumps on a truck and almost gets killed. And all of the kids take their absolute time finding Tony. When they should be immediately going after him since he's in danger, they stop and spend hours of time practicing skateboarding skills. But they do this because tomorrow is so far away. That song plays every time they have a skating montage, and it gets funnier after each occurrence. Finally, once they actually reach Tony, who happens to be wearing a chicken suit, a long and confusing chase scene ensues. It leads to nothing as they all head to the Huck Jam, resulting in the villain dude getting arrested. Oh, and get ready, as this film has the balls to make a strap-on dildo joke. Zoinks!
What the hell is that? Go to your happy place, Tony. Go to your happy place. Nice strap on.
The animation, while not being horrible, is still unpleasant, and the characters have stilted movements, but Boom Boom Sabotage is worth watching, so do it right now, as tomorrow is so far away.
Yes! This was better than any video game ever! Except maybe Pro Skater 2. It was pretty cool.
Masters of the Universe. He-Man is one of those things in the 80s that some might remember, but most won't remember his live-action film. Yes, He-Man in live action. So many might like this film, but others like me agree it's kind of laughable. There are some good parts like Skeletor's design and the music, but everything else falls flat. Dolph Lundgren does a horrible job playing our main hero, who feels more like a side character. We get more time focused on these teenagers, an idiot cop, and this goblin-looking thing that got rejected from the Harry Potter films.
Look! Native clothing! Lots of it, all over the place. If we dress like this, no one will recognize us.
What the hell is that?
See?
The makeup looks really crappy, and the effects are worse. The plot is simply your standard story of trying to get back home from another world, but done in a strange manner. Why doesn't Skeletor just send his entire army to Earth instead of a small fraction of them? But once He-Man is captured, all that happens is he gets whipped while in his underwear, which looks more like a scene from 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay, Corgan, don't say I didn't give you a chance. When this is over, you're going to jail. Accessory to assault, resisting arrest, endangering lives, I guarantee you. You and all your buddies, I'm gonna put you away for 850 years. What are you looking at, shorty?
Pinocchio 3000. Okay, so why is he called Pinocchio first off? He's not made of pine, he's a robot. They could have easily called him Pinocchio, which is slightly clever, but instead the makers of this movie took the lazy route and slapped on a 3000 at the end. You wish this kid was left 3000. In this quote-unquote modern retelling, Pinocchio is tricked by the mayor, Scamboli. He's the main villain who wants to turn all the kids into robots, except his daughter. His design looks straight out of an old cereal box with a weird helmet and chicken legs. The kids also have ugly character designs like, wow, this is what you came up with?
Now they have a problem. A major problem.
Major problem? What problem, boss?
Me! I want you two to go to the school, get every one of those pint-sized parasites back to Scamboland right now!
Oh, and apparently this is a Canadian, French, German, Spanish film. Could you not have any more countries help you make this mess? Possibly my least favorite part is Cyberina, the fairy. She is one of the all-time worst character designs. She almost resembles one of those racist 1920s depictions of African Americans. Oh, and she's played by Whoopi Goldberg in the English version. This movie has remained forgotten, but a few like myself do enjoy it on how ridiculous the story is and the animation.
Bye, Dad!
My son, in school.
You should be proud.
What the hell is even that?
For your height only. The best way for me to sum this film up is comparing it to Austin Powers, but not being a good movie. Our main character, known as 00, is a midget. This is reminded multiple times in the film, and yet he is still a badass. Played by Wang Wang, he is able to defeat every single bad guy he meets, those who happen to be 3 times bigger than him. He gets laid, defeats gang leaders, and tracks down the main villain of the film. That role belongs to a mysterious man named Mr. Giant, who, plot twist, is also a midget. Their fight is hilariously anticlimactic and lasts like a minute or something. As you can tell, this is a Filipino film, it is dubbed in English, yet the dubbing is so bad it adds to the already dumb premise. The scene transitions end so abruptly, which works to its favor sometimes. Same with the ending, where the love interest dies and just cuts out. Oh, and just like Boom Boom Sabotage, sometimes the same piece of music will play over and over again in multiple scenes, which is both annoying and amusing. And Wang Wang does some cool hat tricks. Left Behind. Nicolas Cage stars in this uber-Christian propaganda piece, which he agreed to since I guess his brother is a pastor. For the life of me, I can't remember his or any of the characters' names, just that they suck in this. He's the pilot of this plane departing from New York and heading to London, but partway into flight, certain passengers disappear, and everyone else must find out why. To their shock, this is happening all over the world, as we follow his daughter finding out the same thing.
You know what? What? He's right. I love you. I missed you, buddy.
The twist, at least to the characters, is that God did this. The rapture finally happened and everyone else has been left behind. But the reasons to why these people are left behind is so stupid that this fact alone makes this film appear on this list. This chick just needs more evidence to believe he possibly might cheat on his crazy wife. This man is a Muslim. This guy's short, and this man works for the news. Okay, I kind of understand why he's not going to heaven.
Okay, miss, I don't know what you think's going on here, but you need to...
Get up!
Did you get that?
You.
Yes.
How much did he pay you?
What?
Where did he take her?
Oh, please. Who?
I legit got the impression that this wasn't a pro-Christian film due to how much of a dick God is portrayed as, but in this movie's universe, he's supposed to be the good guy. Everyone, even Christians, can laugh at what this film tries to do, and despite the fact Left Behind is critically panned, a few still link it as a good film. The Man Who Saved the World. Let's see. Aliens, desert planet, evil space wizard, and a Death Star. This seems familiar. Oh, wait, this is clearly Indiana Jones, since the theme song plays like all the time. But in all seriousness, this is a rip-off film that I'll refer to as Turkish Star Wars for obvious reasons. The plot is all over the place in this one, so I'm not even going to try and bother explaining it. But what I do know is that so much of the goddamn footage is lifted from A New Hope, which is so incredibly lazy. It's like if the Amazing Bulk used clips from the MCU Hulk movie for plot purposes. The use of this actually caused censorship laws to be placed in Turkey by its own military for over 3 years. Wow, all just so they didn't have to film their own space battles. But they should have, as the regular battles alone are legendary. One scene just has these zombies attacking kids, and there's a giant red creature who gets ripped up. But the best part is our main character violently banging his hands against some rocks and then having his bloody limbs cared for in what seems to be a salad. Obviously, the costumes are incredibly well done. So stunning. Just look at this evil space wizard dude. I'm in awe. I will definitely have to watch more of these Turkish rip-off movies in the future. They deserve to be in a future installment of the series. Joshua and the Promised Land.
This is where the fun begins.
Right off the bat, this film looks ugly and creepy. Jolty animation, weird movements, and crappy dialogue. That's the basics for this movie. But if you look deeper, it's an amazing experience, as you get to witness the biblical story of Moses in a treasuring away. Well, we begin with some lion kid who gets woken up from his nap.
Who are you?
Some people call me the best friend, but my real name is Christopher Andrew Eugene Bazzioni at your service.
And off they go, as he controls the character Joshua, who I know nothing about. I'm not even a Christian, and even I know they butchered the story. So these Hebrew guys escape, fight some janky battles, complain, and build a gold thing. It's supposed to be a cow, but I mean, come on. Joshua walks into the city, sees a baby being sacrificed, and nopes right the hell out. Then he comes back with these things and smash the town down. And apparently the lesson learned is to be brave. I guess that's important since it's implied his parents are having domestic abuse issues. A lot of this implied stuff here is really dark for a kid's movie. Joshua is left out here in the desert, this chick is a hooker, and this man makes his people eat nasty gold. Oh, and I guess I'll end the entry off with this famous part of the movie.
It is not the sound of victory or of defeat that I hear. It is the sound of singing. No! No!
Yes!
Abduction. And finally, we end this video with one of the most misguided action films I've ever witnessed. And honestly, I was surprised to find out this wasn't actually a thing. Remember that Cartoon Network show called Mad? Well, one of the parodies was called Abduction, which was actually making fun of this movie, but for years I thought it was just specifically making fun of Taylor Lautner, the star of the film. But now that I know this thing exists, that isn't the case. The parody is pretty accurate about what happens in the film though.
My abs are the only thing I can trust. They'll tell me who my real father is.
Can I help you?
Ryan Reynolds? Are you my dad?
What? I don't think so.
Matthew McConaughey, are you my... Chris Evans, are you Jack...
Taylor here finds out that his parents aren't his real parents and tries to get to the bottom of things. Oh, and these bad guys are after him for some reason. They want him to learn out his real dad or some shit. But this movie has so many plot holes, enough to fill out a net, and the acting is just terrific. Best part is the train scene where Taylor brutally scissors this guy before chucking him out the window, where he dabs to his death. And at the end, his daddy had to take down the bad guy. Wow, this is just like Return of the Jedi, but not good in the slightest.
Not as good as your father, Nathan.
You sure about that?
I'll tell you what you need to know. When I'm not dying here, there's a bomb in the oven.